Oh boy, look at these little kids there that want to work their hotel jobs. All right, well, blimey, I'll make sure they get. He doesn't actually sound like that.
So you're saying this is Grand Budapest Hotel 2? Wes Anderson over here.
Oh, dude, I'm the West. Top 5 Andersons.
Anderson Varejao.
Anderson Varejao. What was that, Marty?
Wes, remember Anderson from Sherlock, the detective he doesn't like?
Yes, I was going to say Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, from The Matrix.
Yeah, and Tim Anderson, the shortstop.
I'll say Anderson Cooper.
I thought Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, I think, Wes, we're going to overrule you, Anderson Cooper.
No, dude, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good Andersons out there.
It's a tough crowd.
Fire.
Welcome to Cannonballs, a comedy podcast where we review, react, and recap popular movie and TV franchises. I'm Brian Carey, and I'm joined by my co-host, Aaron Laramie.
Hey, buddy.
Matt Martirosian.
2021 Kickball MVP.
And in the early 90s, for a brief, shining moment, there was a beautiful union of form and function, which we call Wes Isaac.
And then, he spends the entire time of the show, I'm a drug dealer, and I'm just sitting at home.
Care to expound?
Oh, can I keep talking? I'm talking to Sean right now about Narcos. Have you guys seen Narcos?
You told me about Narcos the other day.
I've seen it on my Netflix feed. I've never watched it, though.
No, it's really good. Until it becomes to the point where Pablo Sandoval is just hanging out at home like, man, I wish I had a real contract with the Giants. And I'm like,
Pablo Sanchez
just
from
watching him
Backyard Baseball.
top five Pablos.
I feel like I can't name a single Pablo.
Pablo the Penguin from Backyardigans.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's
Backyardigans are coming back. Have you guys been on TikTok lately?
Backyardigans.
It's like they predicted it.
The double
Backyardigans.
Backyardigans.
Yeah, Backyardigans.
They're backyard again. Here we are again.
Oh man, we should be a Backyardigans podcast. We'll get in the young TikTokers.
Take a look at us. We live in the backyard. We are animals. Backyardigans. That's a song, right? Is that how
I'm pretty sure.
I swear 50% of the sounds on TikTok right now are Backyardigans songs. Marty, confirm or deny?
Why is that?
Into the thick of it.
Oh my god.
Into the thick of it.
Take a look at us. We are animals.
What's the other one I always annoy Sarah with?
I don't know.
Castaways. We are castaways.
Welcome to Backyardigans Balls.
God.
Yeah, Backyard Balls.
Welcome to Backyard Balls.
It makes you realize the demographics of TikTok when all the sounds are Backyardigans.
Yeah, the hold that the Backyardigans TV show has on popular culture and society is it is paramount.
It's indescribable.
It is absolutely. It is it's not indescribable. It's
what is it?
It's
not indescribable.
What's the thing? What's the thing they say in the movie? Well, he says with the lisp. After
inconceivable. Is that what you're
going
for?
Are you looking for Princess Bride?
Absolutely what I wanted. I wanted a Princess Bride reference without saying it, and I was like, somebody's gonna get it. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Nice job, Brian.
Inconceivable. Thanks, Brian.
That's why it's his podcast.
Yeah, that's why Brian's in charge of the show, man.
That's why I run
Inconceivable.
So with younger siblings, do you guys have any Backyardigans memories? Because I specifically remember not letting Nick watch it. I'll be like, anything else, buddy?
My younger siblings did not watch Backyardigans, really. I'm peripherally aware of it, but I'm I don't know enough to like name the characters or anything like Marty did.
One's Pablo.
I-
All right, I was curious because I specifically was like, sorry, anything but this, Nick.
It was just one of those shows. There were definitely shows.
It's like, but Brian.
Brian, you know how much I love Backyardigans. Yeah.
Speaking of reboots, has anybody like paid any attention to the iCarly reboot? Because I feel like that past, like, I never paid attention to the old iCarly, and it's getting a lot of traction.
Sarah and I are going to watch it.
I never was into it.
That was a show that my sisters definitely watched. So, because I watched, like, I remember later on, like, would watch Drake and Josh and stuff. Yeah, like when
of course.
we were like pre-teen, you know, around that time for sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they definitely watched that, and I remember my dad loving the like older brother guy. I always thought like he was underrated. I forget. Yeah,
I think he's back.
he was in Drake and Josh. He's Crazy Steve or whatever.
Yeah,
the
he was
fuck his
Crazy
name is.
Steve.
Yeah.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've all been there.
So Loki.
I got you, bro.
You're gonna ask for general thoughts.
Yeah, just a quick general thought. I'll go first. Both excited and surprised we got the reveal we spoke about last week.
Do we want to? Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I
Do we want to talk about that right off the bat?
Spoil it.
Spoilers.
Well, we should. I mean, we should talk about it. I feel like
So
it is an
we
important
called
part
it
of
Lady
the episode.
Loki. Individually, none of us looked up any theories. We just knew it was going to be a Lady Loki.
That's so funny how it works. Like they tease it so much, and everyone knows. Everyone knows there's a Lady Loki, and
Yeah.
Captain Falcon, the Winter Soldier. We all knew what's her name was the power broker.
That's right.
Emily Vanderkamp. It's just one of those things.
James Van De Beek.
WandaVision just threw us from.
I think down the line, I mean, this will be the fake out reveal that, oh, this is the big, you know, surprise of the season is that it's, you know, some variation of Loki. But like episode 5, 6, there'll be like the oh shit big reveal of like what her true intentions are, or, you know, who she's like in cahoots with or whatever the fuck is going on. You know, the ultimate like connection to presumably the outer, you know, ethos of like the Marvel shit, like Doctor Strange and all the other movies that they'll be doing.
I'm glad it's not just hunting Lady Loki as the show. I'm glad it was just like, all right, you guys were right. Here's what the real show's about.
I agree. Marvel does a good job of that. I am bummed it's fucking 6 episodes. I feel
only
like
4
that's
left.
not a ton of.
I didn't know that.
I mean, it's 6 hours, which is pretty good at least, but definitely, I mean, 6 episodes is not, you know, it's at least Mandalorian, you know, was 8.
Yeah.
That's it, you know, it's not a ton, but, and there were filler episodes as well.
Yeah.
But definitely.
Then there's like shrimp fishing or whatever, crawfish.
Yeah, well, and why not, I don't know, why not flesh it out more? Like, why
I mean,
not
as
give
long,
it,
as, long
you know?
as if you take out the shrimp and crawdad episodes, then it would be 6 episodes. So like,
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm saying there's filler.
that's all right. I'm okay with
Would
that.
we have ever met Boba Fett, though, if it weren't for Frog Lady?
But could we have
It's fine.
Frog?
It's crawfish.
Could we have done
Crawdad Man?
Frog Lady in a more effective way?
He's the crawdad lady's like, I'm moderately attractive. Would you like to be with me? And he's like, you'll never see my face.
Yeah.
And that was the entire purpose of that episode.
The
I
whole
was like,
show.
wow.
She doesn't
What a
come
great
back
show.
either.
No. There's no follow-up.
Though maybe that's where he starts off in season 3. He's like, I'm gonna go meet up with Crawdad Lady.
And she's like, I've moved on to crawdad man. And he's like,
I'm
I'm the
seeing
crawdad
someone.
man.
He's like,
I'm
who
the
is it?
crawdad. You gotta, you get your crawdad. You gotta eat each other. You gotta keep them separated.
Is he in the Offspring?
Are you referencing The Offspring? Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh my God.
It's the lead. It's the lead, Marty.
You said it in like the cadence of the song.
It's the
I'm the
crawdad
tiebreaker
man.
vote. That was an Offspring joke.
Yeah,
Fuck,
come on.
I didn't know it
He
was
was.
Brad.
Oh,
Can't say it at that cadence and not get called out.
Yeah, I'm like, he's the crawdad man. I'm like, he's He's gonna rally around the family with a pocket full of crawdad shells.
No, Rage Against the Machine.
I was gonna say that's Rage Against the Machine. Yeah.
No,
Jesus
it's the
Christ.
League.
Yeah. Rafi was yelling it.
Oh man. But yeah, I like how this show feels more important than like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier did. Like those just felt like one-off stories, and I feel like this may have greater Marvel significance. Not that changing who Captain America is isn't insignificant, but
Spoiler.
oh
Yeah, wait, what?
by the way,
Yeah. Just in case.
Who's Captain America?
Captain Falcon from F-Zero.
Falcon America?
Falcon America
Punch.
and the Snowboy.
Are you Falcon kidding me?
All right, 4 out of 10.
Same review.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
4.5.
Let's talk about the plot, and then we'll keep it moving. So we start off. Loki has fully taken on his job with the TVA. He's doing his training videos with Miss
What?
Minutes. Yeah, I know.
Spoilers.
When he was left without a choice, he took his only option, and he's working for the TVA.
With no choices, he chose his only option.
Yeah, give it no choice. He chose the
Yeah.
only option he could choose. Loki is the TVA man coming this fall.
So he's given his little skinny tie, which, did you guys notice the weird fold of the tie at the bottom? Am I the only
It
one?
was flat,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't. It
That's
was
like the timeline.
like a diamond. Is that why?
It wasn't
They
pointed
did
at the
it off.
bottom.
Was it pointed?
It wasn't.
I thought it was
That was
flat.
squared, yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, yeah. Okay. Word off. It's like somebody
Word
snipped
up.
it with a pair of scissors.
Sorry, I'll save that for the
right
Easter
before
eggs.
the belt line. Yeah. Spoiler.
So yeah, he's given his suit and tie, his cool jacket, which he kind of likes at first, and then on the back it says variant, and all the Minutemen are like, haha, check out this guy.
Yeah. Look at this asshole.
And he just changed it. He just changed it to very ant, so people thought that he just loved ants.
Yeah, he's big
And
into
they were
bugs.
like, "Oh,
They're like, we already have one.
Yeah. Just a bunch of ants in a suit.
he's ant suit boy."
I am 1 million
Yeah,
ants.
Isn't that Rick and Morty thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is some variance energy at this Renaissance fair in 1985 in Oshkosh,
Oh.
Wisconsin.
Oshkosh bagosh. I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Wow.
So Loki gets to go on his first mission with the gang. So they're with some Minutemen. They're with Mobius. It's a funny scene where Mobius tries to give Loki his little daggers, his little knives. He's like, just in case. And then the Minutemen was like, nope, not taking, not giving you those knives. was
Got
funny.
him. It sounds really funny.
They all have I'll
They've got numbers. She's B-15.
quick. Yeah, I was gonna say I can do some quick fucking research on my phone
Yeah.
here, but yeah, I know. Yeah, they're all assigned like
B-15
different numbers, which is
Takes away the
interesting.
knives.
'Cause I wonder if that's just like their name. Like
they have no
Mobius
name?
has a name, but they might. I'm just saying because
Like stormtroopers.
Mobius reveals that they were created by the timekeepers, basically. I don't think that's too far after the scene that you're talking about, not to jump like too far ahead, but
Yeah.
I'm curious if that's just like that is their actual name and that they're just because their job is, this like worker bee type thing where they're just security or they're just like kind of the grunt workers that they don't need a name, they just need like a number to kind of little like the clones in
B-15,
Star
king me,
Wars
king
kinda.
me.
So then the judge, Renslayer, just to jump ahead, she, at the end, we see she used to be a Minuteman and had a number. Do you think she got a name after?
Oh, yeah,
or-
true.
Sorry, I'm just...
I'm not sure. Yeah, that might
She
have.
was, are you talking about Judge B12? She's the best vitamin
Yeah.
judge in this side of the galaxy.
Judge D3. For those of you with seasonal depression, take your D3.
I was going with
Well,
a
Brian really speaking to our
vitamin
audience.
joke.
Yeah, you know what? Today's podcast was brought to you by Vitamin D3. It's summertime. You don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Going
thank
outside,
thank you
so
for
don't
watching.
bother.
We're gonna have a quick 30-second commercial break for vitamin D3. Hey, chirp, 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 chirp. Oh, we're outdoors. Sure, things aren't so great in my life. I'm taking vitamin D3. Look how happy I am with vitamin D3. Sponsor, take it. It's good. Vitamin D3, everyone.
Sponsored
what a great
by
commercial.
D3 balls.
So before Loki and the squad head up to the Ren Fair, a squadron of Minutemen gets kind of ambushed by what we assume is the other Loki, the Variant.
It's the Variant, yeah.
The name of episode 2, the Variant, who seems to have some mind control powers. So takes over the mind of the head of the squad, who beats up all her squad mates, and then she's taken hostage by the Variant. So Loki and Mobius show up. Loki starts talking about, oh, this is a trap. They want you to leave the tent. And he's trying to buy some time because he wants to meet with this other Loki. And he almost gets Mobius, and then Mobius realizes it's Loki. Don't trust anything he says. And they leave the tent. Don't catch Loki here. And they are left without a trace again.
The both of those scenes, I thought the initial kind of like mind control or whatever. I guess it's mind control. Scene, and then the scene after where they go and kind of investigate the Ren Fair. Like, I definitely thought those were both good. Like they did a good job of building a bit of I guess giving weight to like the other Loki character, like showing they're pretty fucking powerful and can just very easily like manipulate and fuck with people and kind of show that they're legitimately dangerous. And then in the other with Mobius and Loki, there was a good like and forth. Like they definitely have a buddy cop vibe that they build kind of through the episode. Yeah.
They leave the Ren Fair. Mobius gives Loki some paperwork to do. All right, well, read through all the files of the Variants and see if you can find any patterns, figure out where the Variant's hiding. Loki goes through a few files. He sees the report on... I'm not going to remember the name of my favorite Thor movie or Marvel movie.
Oh, Ragnarok.
He reads through the report on Ragnarok, and it suddenly hits him. The Variant is probably hiding in these apocalypses because none of the Variant energy will pop up because everything's going to get destroyed or killed anyway.
Genius.
So Loki goes to Mobius to test this idea, and where they're going to do it is, of course, Pompeii. So they go to
what happens there?
Marty.
Thanks, Marty.
Fucking, that's funny.
So they go to Pompeii. Loki goes.
It's an apocalypse joke.
Loki goes fully against the Prime Directive and is just like, oh, hey, I'm from the future. I'm a time traveler. We're all going to die. This volcano's going to explode.
He's just speaking in Italian. I was like, oh, I guess. Yeah. You just let some goats loose.
He's like, I brought you guys chicken parm. You're going to invent it in a few years. It's delicious.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of Olive Garden? You're going to love it.
OG pasta.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the tour of Italy? It's lasagna, chicken parm, and
you ever
pasta
heard of
breadsticks? Yeah, unlimited. You just wait.
Soups and salad all day. He's like, now hold on, everyone.
Unlimited soup. Unlimited
volcanic ash.
Fried ravioli.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway. So, Mobius's little sensor there picks up 0 variance activity, so that proves the theory that it's possible for the Variant to be hiding in the apocalypse, or in any apocalypse
apocalyptic like scenarios. Yeah,
I thought it may have been like a little thin, but whatever. Nothing to be too hung up on. Like, could have been
How do you
hiding
mean?
anywhere. Well, like, just because you can not detect variance activity in an apocalypse doesn't mean that's the only place they could hide. I guess in my opinion.
they're like, oh, this is like it's the
We
first
went to
conclusion they come to
Pompeii.
is the correct one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they do that. Yeah,
but they
that
don't-
does happen a couple
well,
times
they-
where like shit just conveniently. They're like, oh, we tried this one thing the first time and it worked fucking perfectly. Not like perfectly, but
Oh,
you know,
I will admit though, because remember when Owen Wilson's talking about like they're going through the magazine talking about the jet ski, and
Right.
they're like, well, why don't you just go on a jet ski? And he's like, if I just rode a jet ski, it would create a variance, so, or like it would cause an issue with the timeline.
Yeah.
So I can see where it has to be an apocalyptic event.
Well, they
Because
all
it's just like Lady Loki's got a desk job at the office. That would probably create some sort of
yeah, but they also only have 6 episodes, so if they don't come to a conclusion now, it's going to take the entire season to be like, oh, that's where he's hiding, and then that's it. It just cuts out. And they're
End
like,
of season.
thanks for
wait for season
watching
2.
Loki. Get ready for season 2 in
I know.
20.
yeah. In 18 months, we'll have the second season of 5 episodes.
Yeah, 3 episodes, second season. Hope
But yeah,
you guys
dude.
are
yeah,
ready.
no,
Aaron, you go.
no,
I have notes. I could
I-
go back to where my thought was.
I did appreciate kind of jumping from Wes's point that like again to spoil sort of the end of the episode that we do get like again questions answered, like we're clearly moving, the series is moving in a direction. It's not like, oh, we're tracking down this variant for the first 4 of the 6 episodes, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
because that it's definitely nice that they're like, hey, we're shifting even from the direction you thought we're going into like an entirely new now, it's a legitimate kind of cliffhanger, which I
It
appreciate.
was.
So
Yeah, it's a good cliffhanger. I did skip over the little rapport building between Mobius and Loki, where they're doing some. It was kind of like a religious talk about where you come from. Loki's like, "Oh, my dad's a frost giant," and blah 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 blah. And Owen
Ooh.
Wilson or Mobius is like, "Well, the timekeepers made me." It all sounds
Yeah.
silly when you think about it. And then they talk about the jet skis. We're getting a jet ski scene, right?
I would assume so.
So Wes
Oh,
for
Actually, I'll do my theory now that Owen Wilson's
Oh.
character Mobius
He is a jet ski.
a variant, and his memory was wiped.
I
And
agree with Marty.
In his past life, he actually really enjoyed jet skis, and at the time, the TVA took him, wiped his mind, and he became an agent for the rest of the time.
I didn't put together the jet ski part.
How old is he if that's the case, though?
It's from the
12.
90s.
You know what I mean? Like if they've been doing stuff forever, like did a previous
Have you seen Starsky and
person in
Hutch?
his position die? Did Ben Stiller was before him?
Have you
Is that
seen
what it is?
Starsky and Hutch?
Time, I don't know, it's just time isn't a thing in there, so they could have been there. He could be that way for how long.
Yeah, I wonder if he's been there forever, or because time, as we understand it, doesn't exist there, I guess. So,
I think they're at the end of time, possibly.
but see, he said that we would once the timekeepers finished. Like he's talking about how they're still working on finishing the timeline. He's like, once they do, he's like, we just sit back and wait for the end, like of time. We just sit back and like hang out because the timeline is like perfect. We know that there'll be no like more variants, I guess,
Yeah,
or whatever.
I have trouble
Like once they
knowing
complete
what-
it can just play out.
I have trouble knowing what parts of that to believe, given that at least some of it's propaganda.
You think so?
At least some of what
Pretty
we
sure
know
the
about the
timeline-
timekeepers and the sacred timeline has to be propaganda.
Do you guys watch New Girl?
Push me
ahead.
through a little bit.
Go ahead.
No.
Like it's just Nick Miller. It's the author of the timeline. You just can't come up with it.
Yeah,
It's the Pepperwood Chronicles.
Wes.
Thank you for finishing Wes's joke that cut out.
Yeah.
Is he
Oh,
still with
shit.
us?
It's Pepperwood Chronicles.
That one's gonna kill Marty, I think.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh fuck, Marty's dead. Yeah, he's on the pod. Oh shit.
That was the
So
nexus point.
I was gonna say that wasn't supposed to happen. That changed. There was a Marty in one universe stayed on screen, and then the Marty in our universe left the screen.
I've seen all those those TikToks and reels of just like Giannis winning Game 7, and it just like it shows him going to the TVA. It's like minutes just talking on a loudspeaker.
So do you think? So your implication of the timekeepers using propaganda to some degree. So do you think their reign is oppressive? Like, are they Wanda Maximoving these people to do their bidding, kind of?
I think to a degree.
You know what I mean?
Think,
like, are they
there's some Wizard of
WandaVisioning?
Ozzy level of the timekeepers.
I don't disagree with that. But I think Marvel
yeah.
likes to have an omniscient, like, Jesus figure in their stuff. Like, I'm just saying, like, I know in Marvel for sure there are multiple, like, god-like figures that, exist kind of in the Marvel universe. I'm curious. I don't know about the timekeepers a ton necessarily, but there's like
TVA is bad. Definitely gonna be the bad guy.
Do you think they're a suspect?
I think Loki, when he's talking to Mobius, is like, "Oh, not all bad people are completely bad, and not all good people are completely good." I think that was the hint.
Absolutely. Yeah, I rewatched today. I heard that, and I'm like, that means something.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
They hung on that for sure.
Yeah, no, they absolutely did.
So, through some research, Mobius and Loki figure out that the variant must be hiding in the year 2050 when this hurricane takes out a small Alabama town.
I had to laugh. So I was watching it with Steph, and I was kind of laughing to her that like we're talking about all the natural disasters, and they're like 2048, earthquake, 2049, like, crazy tropical storm or whatever, like 2050 hurricane, like, they're like 2051, volcanic eruption or whatever. It's like all the, sort of eventual like global warming, catastrophic, like natural disasters happening all in a row. Because he even says, he's like, wow, there's so many bunched together or whatever at one point.
Like, oh, the climate
like
crisis
Jesus
of
Christ,
the 2050s.
Disney. Yeah, I'm like, holy shit, Disney, like you're laying it
Like
out
2051 Pompeii eruption.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, not again.
Pompeii Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
Pompeii 2 Electric Boogaloo. I love it.
I like it.
I'd watch it.
I like it. I love it.
So they head to this Walmart type store. I'm going to talk about that later in Easter eggs. But
Strike me as like a Best Buy type, big box, not big box, but again, like big warehouse style.
Yeah. I only say like Walmart type because there were plants there. But
definitely. Yeah. Superstore-esque.
Yeah. Have you guys watched Superstore? Underrated show.
I feel like it's good. I haven't though.
I've seen every episode.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, you're right. I've never watched it.
You can't lie to me. That nugget looks really good, though.
Brian sniffed that out in a second. You're fucking lying.
They head over to the store, and huge hurricane going on in the background. Like it looks like they should be tied down like newsmen, but kind of just walk into the store unscathed by the wind.
It's horizontal rain, and they're just like Loki fucking magics himself dry. Like,
yeah, that was
not
really
a big
good.
That's really funny.
So they split up. B15 or B20, whatever her name is. It's like, I'm gonna stay with
B12.
B12. And Mobius is like, all right, whatever. I'm not happy about it, but you don't trust me. You could go with Loki, fine.
They had a little back and forth there.
They did.
She's giving him the business. She's like, this is my fucking,
Which I think contributes to the Mobius was once a variant theory. I think that's good. I don't know if the jet ski thing goes as far as Marty would like. I hope it does.
Yeah, that is interesting. I like that.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
like
it's
the
he
Mobius
used
was
to
a
be
variant.
he used to be a variant. They wiped his mind, but he was married to a jet ski,
He lived
and
that
and that's
fake
why
life.
that's why he has such a soft spot for them, because his wife was a jet ski.
More of a hard spot.
So they approach someone who's shopping for azaleas, and
I couldn't believe people were in that store. That they're like actually people in the store, because like half the store is not
really funny.
lit. There's literally a hurricane like happening out. So yeah, that part was odd to me, and I know it was like
Was it a shelter?
played up for like jokes.
There was a shelter
part of
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like in the store. I don't know. Yeah, it was played up for like humor a little bit, but at first I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like it's supposed to be like this, catastrophic disaster, like Pompeii level,
Yeah, he goes, "There's a
like natural
hurricane
disaster
cell."
happening.
And then
Yeah,
the
Jesus
agent's
Christ.
like, "Yes, Loki,
Pompeii 2.
is that something you would do?" And Loki's like, "Yeah, probably."
Yeah,
Which is worse.
So it is the variant, or a mind controlled host of the variant. See, when I
Yeah.
first saw it, I thought like the variant was entering their bodies, not like controlling.
it's
Yeah,
just
from far
magic.
away.
Like, yeah, it's definitely at a distance, like puppeteering more than it is,
Yeah, racketeering.
Yeah.
3 counts of assault, and
10 to 20 years minimum, no bail.
yeah, yeah. You do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Straight to jail.
So
Straight
the
to jail.
variant takes over B15/20. I should space
Oh,
it
shit.
out so I could edit myself
pretty
saying
quick.
it correctly. B15, B20. And is like, "Oh, hey, you're the fool the TVA's recruited to stop me." Loki, tries chatting with this variant, trying to recruit them to take over the TVA, to stop the timekeepers, all this.
Fuck the timekeepers.
Do you think that's his true intentions, or do you think he's saying that because he thinks that's what the other Loki wants to hear?
That's a good
Because he
question.
thinks that's her plan at first, and then she's ultimately like, I don't give a fuck about them, so you trying to recruit me, doesn't matter. Like, do you think that is his plan ultimately, or do you think he was just saying that because,
You asking me like that makes me think it's not his ultimate plan. But before you asked
know what I
me
mean,
like
though?
that, I thought it was his ultimate plan. I do. I agree
I don't
with
know.
you.
It seemed a little disingenuous. So that's the only reason why. I was
I
just
would
like,
say-
he kind of came up with this, like, let's do this thing together plan, like, kind of fast. Like, was his plan riding on being able to, like, kind of team up with a person or some, like, he's like, I'm 10 steps ahead or whatever. So why would,
Well,
I don't
earlier
know.
in the
Why-
episode, like
wouldn't
Mobius
just throw out his plans,
is- Yeah, I agree. Because early in the episode, Mobius is like, basically says, "Oh, I recruited you because I figured your ego was too big to let another Loki seem better than you."
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
he consistently is like, I'm the best,
sass.
or like calling the variant like the other Loki, or whatever. So yeah, he definitely has an ego. So why would he be like, oh, it's buddy up, whatever.
Randy.
Um,
So yeah, the other Loki takes over some other bodies, some big Southern men to beat up our
well,
Loki.
it's Rand, or did you already talk about Randy,
We could talk about Randy now.
the store clerk guy? That's like, yeah, I appreciated that kind of like smooth transition, of him,
Just
like how, yeah,
walking around,
over
taking
and then-
over different bodies.
Yeah.
So Lady Loki finally reveals herself after our Loki gets his ass beat a bit.
yeah, he did.
And who is she?
Well, we'll talk about it, Wes. So as of right
He's
now,
a
we think it's Lady
lady.
Loki. But Loki's like yelling, "What do you want with me? What is this about?" And Lady Loki reveals herself and says, "This isn't about you." and sends a whole bunch of those time bombs, those reset charges, through these little time doors, and is
Where do you get
bombing
those
this-
from?
She's
all
been
those-
snatching them. That's what she's been doing, is attacking people
No,
and
I watched the
snatching
first
them up.
episode.
So bombing the sacred timeline, and then escapes through one of these doors, and it gets left open intentionally.
Was conspicuously, yeah.
And as Mobius is tracking down our Loki, trying to stop him, I think they believe he's guilty of something at this point. Loki follows
Definitely
Lady Loki
do.
through the door,
Oh fuck!
and that's where our
And
episode
then he becomes a
ends.
lady.
He could if he wanted to.
Oh, she's a
Yeah.
lady.
All right, let's talk about some Easter eggs. Then we could go to some theories. It's gonna be short.
Bag some houses.
Yeah. So-
Short eggs. Go ahead. Tell me all about your short eggs.
I've
bro.
only got a couple
Sure
that
eggs.
I think are worth it. So the store's name is Roxcart, which is owned by Roxxon, a company really common in Marvel for a number of reasons, but the main antagonist in Spider-Man Miles Morales, which me and Marty really enjoyed.
Yes, yes.
Roxxon?
Yeah,
Am I Rox off?
the superstore was called Roxcart. And
I think Elon Musk just made like Musk cart.
Musk Cart.
Muskmart.
So yeah, I didn't think any of the Easter eggs were
Show him
too.
the death.
I didn't think any of the other Easter eggs I read about were too like mind shattering to bring up here. So I'll
Yeah.
just one will lead
Absolutely.
into the theory. So we all know about this, but a different language, the Spanish credits had the Lady Loki listed as someone named Sylvie, who
Yes.
is the Enchantress, a Marvel character who I
Silvio.
guess in some comics is part of the Young Avengers, has similar powers to this Lady Loki. So there's a chance Lady Loki is not even a Loki. Who wants to
Yeah,
add
it
to
could
that?
be. It could be. It could be
I think that
Silvio.
is true. Or it could
Silvio-
be. Not that it is.
Silvio the forest, and he's gonna make a bunch of different pastas because it's Italian Loki. Hey, look at me!
But like a gnocchi.
Oh,
That's
gnocchi!
funny.
I want to have
Gnocchi.
gnocchi.
It's actually amazing.
Gnocchi, pasta for everyone. I think that's my goal for the ending is that gnocchi shows up and proclaims pasta for everyone, and now the sacred timeline is just pasta.
Wes, you'll enjoy. There's this scene
It's
before
actually
they
breaking off in a lot of lines like pasta.
yeah. There's the scene before they head to the Ren Fair in Wisconsin where they're talking about all the different variations of Loki that exist. And
Sure.
there's like
Yeah.
there's like a Minotaur Loki. There's all these ones, and there's one who is looks like he cheated to win the Tour de France.
Oh yeah, I did like that. That was funny. Well, you would have liked that reference, was for sure.
I
So
would
there's,
when I
there's
watched it
another
in, like,
Easter
3
egg
days.
for you, buddy.
A little bit. I feel like there are bigger people, and not that maybe they're taking this to introduce Enchantress necessarily, but I definitely think that they could go, instead of going deeper, they could go wider with some of their picks, like pick popular people that they like, because it's like fucking Smash Bros. There's still so many characters that are relatively popular in kind of the modern culture
Where
that
is
they haven't
Waluigi?
fleshed stuff out. Yeah, exactly. Why is Waluigi not in Smash? And they're putting people from Tekken in Smash, but they can't have Waluigi. Come on.
I
Disrespectful.
thought the Enchantress was Anne Hathaway. That's what I'm getting when I look this up. Her fairy godmother is,
I think
and
that's
she gets bestowed with
Enchanted.
magical.
Yeah. I think you're
Another
confusing it for Princess Diaries too.
Ah, fuck again.
Inconceivable.
y'all don't get.
I love that
full
scene
circle
in
jokes like
Princess
that often.
Diaries too.
You're welcome.
Hathaway's a great character actor.
How's everyone feeling on the Kang the Conqueror theories? I still don't know where I stand on them. Marty.
What do you mean that he's the main bad guy?
100% that Kang the Conqueror is going to be introduced in some capacity in this show because he, in the comics, he's Renslayer's like girlfriend, wife sort of deal. So they talked about. I mean, they talked about like the other agent. I don't know if that's necessarily him, but that was a thought. I've seen some rumor that he's like one of the timekeepers, and that the timekeepers are evil, and that Loki and Lady Loki are going to mess everything up, and the timekeepers are going to be kind of the thing of the past, and King the Conqueror is kind of going to go rogue and try and conquer all the timelines. So
I think
that's my little conspiracy thing there, because I definitely think the TVA is bad, and I don't think Lady Loki is bad. I think that there's that whole thing where it's like all they're fighting for is free will and free choice. Like that's kind of the thing for Loki. Like he just wants to be able to choose his own destiny. So
they have brought up the idea of free will for sure.
Loki is going to say that's where I lie on that. I'm team Lady. I think it's Lady Loki. I'm not sold on Sylvie yet because I fell for Ralph Boner. So really,
we all fell for Ralph Boner.
No, that was bad though. That was them like
the worst
doing. They really could have done something with that, and they're like, "Nah, we're gonna be stupid."
Yeah, so I don't trust them.
And that little music part was Free Will from Rush. I just want to make sure you guys know that's. That's
another movie for Jason Segel.
Yeah.
Rush.
Yep,
Slapping my best. Yeah, he played Geddy Lee.
I was gonna say he was Geddy Lee.
He was Tom Sawyer.
He did his vampire musical.
Today's Tom Sawyer. He is Jason Segel. Go ahead, Brian.
So Kang the Conqueror, I'm worrying we're crying Mephisto again.
Oh man, that's the worst when you cry Mephisto.
It's gotta be Mephisto. They've done a double once.
That's true. We do have a Kang the Conqueror casted.
That's where it's different for me.
I would say
he is casted.
I do agree with you.
Casted
Mephisto's another ball that got tickled.
He's casted
Ant-Man,
for
right?
the next Ant-Man movie. And do you put your big bad timekeeper guy as the main villain in Ant-Man? That's my debate.
Though.
I would.
I think they'll show him briefly. Like I don't think it'll be like some main antagonist where they're fighting him like at a high level. It'll probably be some kind of underling that they'll deal with or maybe they'll be repairing the multiverse or whatever. You know, I don't know exactly where they'll kind of take.
Kind of like Thanos saying Ronan the Accuser, right? In Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Okay, so yeah, you're like
Thanos is like a little.
You get half a second of Thanos at the end of Guardians.
Ronan will not answer the call after you sound the Battle of Helm's Deep. Are we talking about Ant-Man or Ant-Man?
Ants-Man. 1 million ants.
Man, he's a bunch of ants. Yeah, 1 million ants.
And he eats all your picnic, right? Isn't that what that
he
movie's
takes
about?
your potato salad. You're like, what do I do about my
bread?
Yeah.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
My charcuterie.
Mr. Steal Your Grill.
Whoa. It's Mr. Steal Your Grill.
They're ants, and they want grilled food. Is the thing on?
No. Turn it up. Talk closer to it. Really bring it close, yeah.
So that's all I've got on Loki this week. Anyone
thank God.
want to have some closing thoughts? Anything?
I was just going to say I totally agree with, and you said it pretty early on in the podcast, I think, Brian, but that this feels in this like grand scheme of Marvel's Phase 2 plan, like this show feels significant and like, oh shit, if I want to understand, to a more kind of whatever, more in depth, I guess, like it's going to be, I don't know, you're going to have to pay close attention kind of to the show ultimately, because it's going to, play pretty big into and kind of start the trend of all of the jumping through timelines and stuff.
And this is how we bring back Toby
I have to give
Maguire.
credit to like the writers. Yeah, exactly. Because I have to give credit to the writing for sure, because if I don't know, it's something with like multiple timelines and time travel, it's always easy to fuck up the continuity of the story. Like I feel like it's very easy to write yourselves like, or kind of paint yourselves into a corner, I guess. Yeah, the show's been easy to understand so far, which is a testament to like pretty good writing, because they've been jumping around timelines and resetting timelines, and there's a grand timeline and all this other stuff.
I like the way they're doing it too, where it doesn't seem forced. Like Loki's in line at basically the DMV and he sees a video, and now he's going through training as a TVA agent, so we get a little more detail where it's like they're teaching
pacing
Loki,
is
but also
good.
us. Yeah, great pacing.
Yeah, like when Owen Wilson was, Tom Hiddleston was throwing salt and pepper into Owen Wilson's salad.
That was really funny.
He's just like sitting there shaking the fucking salt and pepper.
Fucking spoiler.
He grabs the drink.
He grabs a
like,
drink.
and this is Ragnarok.
I shouldn't even watch it anymore.
Shouldn't. I basically just described the apex of the episode.
Yeah, that was really the turning point where we knew that Lady Loki is probably Sylvie.
I just apexed in my pants, boys.
Oh, that's a good sign off. One more time for me. As we always say to end the Cannonballs podcast, Wesley.
I just apexed in my pants, boys.